What's up, everyone? This is Fender. It's December 1st, 2017, time 11:22 p.m. here in New York City, my city, which is the greatest city in the world, located in the greatest country in the world. Yeah, babies. This video is on Alex Jones. Alex Jones had an article, or he mentioned about MS-13 yesterday. Anyways, today he posted an article on this caller that called his show yesterday. And this article is entitled "Black Army Vet Calls Out Alex Jones." Now, I did hear this programming yesterday, and yes, I agree with the caller. He, in a way, did call Alex Jones out. So let me just play this event, small event. In a way, he kind of like put Alex Jones in his place a little bit. Okay, I like Alex Jones. I discovered him in 2003 or 4, I believe. And this guy was Alex Jones. He was speaking a lot of stuff I have never heard before. Uh, you know, kind of really good informative stuff. I think I heard him on Coast to Coast in 2002, but I didn't know who he was. I heard George Norrie interview Alex Jones, and I guess after that small interview Alex Jones and George Norrie had on Coast to Coast, I think Alex Jones had caused some kind of scandal with Michelle Malcolms, the Filipino lady, and I do recall vividly George Norrie saying on the Coast to Coast that he had to kind of like spank Alex Jones for kind of like going off a little bit on Michelle Malcolm about, I guess, she was talking about it was okay to torture people or something like this. I think this is like, yeah, I don't know, 2002 or something. I think when Bush was still president. And Alex Jones saw Michelle Malcolm. Alex Jones outside with his people, or out and about. And there was a lot of people around Alex Jones, and I think someone said that somebody should kill Michelle Malcolm. Anyway, it was just crazy stuff. Anyway, let me just play this video of Alex Jones being called out. Just a little bit.
I mean, look, we talking about 15 years plus war. We talking about 15 years of war. We talking about 15 years of war that generates money for a machine that keeps on going, regardless of race, regardless of color, regardless of any religion.
Choose everybody up.
Regardless of that, regardless if you think you're pro right, or you think you're pro left, or you think you're Muslim, make no mistake, Donald Trump is in Saudi Arabia waving a sword. Make no mistake, the machine keeps on going, and they're probably trying to do well. I have no doubt about that. But there's been a lot going on that's been distracting the good folks, ladies and gentlemen, who have been in the streets, actually shaking hands, who actually happen to be neighbors, at what's going on.
I agree with the caller. There's a lot of stuff going on here in the hood. Yes, the hood, my hood. Yeah, Bed-Stuy. Yeah, as well. In all the hoods of America, I believe.
Devon in Texas. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Jones? It's a pleasure to be on with you, and been listening for about 3 years now. I just have to holler at you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. What's on your mind?
Okay, please give me a chance, because believe it's nothing but love. But when we open up the broadcast and we want to throw a cast net on Islam, understand this: Libya didn't look like that beforehand. Before Hillary and all them got their hands on it. Okay.
Right, he's correct. We had Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, and he was helping the black Africans in his country. I believe this. Yeah, I have heard that Muammar Gaddafi had a relationship with Farrakhan, right? The guy that runs the Nation of Islam.
No, it's true. The West has been sabotaging successful Islamic countries. So I'm not saying Islam can't be successful. I'm not saying it hasn't had golden age and that Christianity needed to be reformed and had its bad times.
Exactly, and that's half the problem. Is they pin everybody against each other, and the main thing is, can you imagine California, the state of California? You have the MS-13 cartels coming out of Mexico who claim to be Christian. They're not good Christians, but they claim to.
Okay, I never heard this before. The MS-13 gang claims to be Christian, but nothing surprised me these days. Everyone is using the word Christian. This is why I really don't use it myself. I like to refer myself as a God-fearing man, a nice, straight, God-fearing man. Yeah.
To be Christian. Now, if there was no state there, if there was no police there, if there was nothing happening there, what do you think it would look like? It would be chaos.
Absolutely. And people don't say, look, Christians are bad in general because of MS-13. That is the best argument I've heard yet, sir. That really is very fair. You understand, I was against the Iraq war and all these things because they were overthrowing moderate Muslims and putting really bad ones in to destabilize those communities. Now we're facing the globalists using Islam as a major attack wave. So now I'm in a very serious stance against it.
You so magnified, so you know the real deal. You sit down with Brother Farrakhan, you know the deal, and we know what's going on, but what we can't do is lose sight of what's really going down. And like I said, if MS-13 had free range in the state of California, it would make Iraq look like a playpen. And we can't blame Christians because they happen to claim.
Well, you're actually right. 110,000 people have been killed in Mexico the last decade. You are right that if MS-13 had free reign like ISIS had in Iraq, it'd be worse.
But just let me tell you, it's nothing but love. And you say we need to get out there, we need to do our own thing, we need to get on C-SPAN, we need to do our thing. Can I promote the page and make one more point? I have one page. I'm pro-libertarian. I'm a veteran. Can I promote the page? It's Apollos Harris. Apollos spelled Apollos. Last name Harris. And yes, I am in Fort Hood. And yes, I am a decorated veteran. Let it be known. But make no mistake, I don't follow the script. This ain't Black Lives Matter. This ain't the leftists. This ain't the rightist. It's just the truth. So,
well, when I hear an argument that's truthful, that is the best argument I've ever heard. Look, you've got MS-13 and other Christian gangs killing hundreds.
Other Christian gangs out there? Oh my gosh. What?
Thousands of people in Latin America. And do we blame Christians for that? Here's the deal. If you had George Soros and the globalists backing them, I'd be 10 times more upset about it. That's the thing, is that you've got big mega money funding the most radical forms of Islam and involved in selling black people as slaves all over Africa, and the media won't say a word about it.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Slavery is still going on in Africa? Yeah, I was somewhat ignorant. I used to ignorant. Why? Well, ignorant on the subject that I thought that white America caused slavery. White America was the only country that was importing slavery to, I guess, United States. I found out a lot about the transatlantic slave trade. I found out that only 5% of the Africans that came from Africa heading towards this area, towards the Americas, that only less than 6% of those Africans showed up here in America, and the rest of them were taken to Brazil. Brazil has the highest black population in the world. Yeah. Also, I found out that the Muslims started the African slave trade. Then the Europeans got into it, and then one country got into it later. But yeah, this is what the school doesn't teach to people, that slavery was doing its thing way before the Americas, way before the United States got into it.
And you talk about 1.5 billion people. Okay, you talking about 1.5 billion people, and you got the minority actually of the faith is the Wahhab or the Wahhabist brand, which is colonialist back, which is Rockefeller back, which is Rothschild back. This is deep now.
No, you're absolutely right. And, Trump says he's ending that backing and has made a deal. Do you believe the Saudis are going to follow that?
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, what's going down in Fort Hood, what's been going down, I know there's a transformation. I know it's happening. But what we can't do is continue the infighting. The infighting will be the end of us.
Hold on. I want to hear more of what you're saying.
Right, the infighting. Blacks against whites. Well, actually, black Americans against white America. I don't identify myself as an African American. That's ridiculous. I am an American first. This is my country. This is where I was born. My father was born. His father, great-great-grandfather, my mother, her mother, my great-great-grandmother. I mean, black people have been here for 400 years, man. My roots is deep. I mean, why you don't have a white guy from the South here in America calling himself a European American, British American, because his ancestors come probably from England, or definitely from Europe, but no, an American. African? No, I'm not African. I don't come from Africa directly. Okay, none of my family. Everyone is here. My family's here. Okay? I'm an American. If you talk about my nationality, then it's American. If you want to talk about my race, then black. Yes, and black people is the first people that walked the earth. Yeah. See a black man? The black man is the face of God. Okay? We are made in the image of God. We are the black people here, the black race. We are ancient people. Very ancient. We've been here since the beginning of time.
Dan, my friend, Devon's got a lot of great points. Then Dan, Matt, Sean, but Devon, stay right there. He really is bringing up points I can't argue with. And when I hear the truth, you recognize it. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, Devon, Don, Matt, I'm getting to all of you before our next guest comes on. Got a bunch of other callers there as well that we'll get to after the guest. Got a bunch of news I got to get to as well. Can you believe they're going to try to ban bulletproof glass in banks and in those little gas stations where it's just a little box and they get knocked over all the time, get robbed? Globalists are just pieces of garbage, man. They are just evil. But I tell you, Javon in Texas at Fort Hood was bringing up some really good points. And I know Islam's had golden eras. I know it's had times when it was more productive than the West. But then it gets in these times where the passages in it, just like you have passages in the Bible, get used in very bad ways. I don't want to be anti-Islam. But when the globalists say you can't criticize it, you can't say it's Islamic, I'm forced to then draw a line when the globalists are trying to use it to take over. But expanding on that, you were getting into Fort Hood and the, quote, transformation, not getting anything secret if you're still active duty military, because literally the FBI shows up at people's houses. Talk about this transformation you're seeing and this realignment that Trump's reportedly involved in.
It's pretty obvious. I mean, look, we talking about 15 years plus war. We talking about 15 years of war. We're talking about 15 years of war that generates money for a machine that keeps on going, regardless of race, regardless of color, regardless of any religion.
Choose everybody up.
Regardless of that, regardless if you think you're pro-right or you think you're pro-left or you think you're Muslim, make no mistake, Donald Trump is in Saudi Arabia waving a sword. Make no mistake, the machine keeps on going, and they're probably trying to do well. I have no doubt about that. But there's been a lot going on that's been distracting the good folks, ladies and gentlemen, who have been in the streets actually shaking hands, who actually happen to be neighbors, at what's going on, okay? Look, when it comes to Islam, let's just get real here. When it comes to Islam, you got 3 different sects in there, okay? And I'm going to go back to the point.
We got a lot more than that. You're right, 3 big sects. You got
Well, three major sects, but and it goes back to the MS-13 point. This is what people could actually relate to. Let's just get to it. You can't throw a cast net in 1.5 billion people. Yes, there are bad actors. Yes, there are murderers. Yes, there are psychopaths. But make no mistake, it doesn't represent the entire face. And and it's the same thing on my side. When are all white people racist? No. Did some white people do wrong? Yes. That's the logic.
Sure, but then it turns into this whole religion, and the WikiLeaks says, Hillary said, let's use race, get everybody fighting with each other while we rob them. That's all I'm saying. I say find the people that gave black folks shots of syphilis and execute them. You know, give them a trial. All the secret testing, they're doing it to everybody is my point. The globalists are playing us all off against each other. But get back to, give me your real assessment. If you think Trump's doing bad, tell me. You said you are seeing a transformation at Fort Hood. What are you saying?
There is a transformation, because let's just get real. When you look at Obama, when you look at Brother Barack, and we listen to Farrakhan and what he says, when you look at Brother Barack and you look at Hillary, they are the most radical Muslims that we have to fight. Are they the poor, disenfranchised people that we can't understand overseas, or are they the ones destabilizing countries, taking vacuums where chaos comes flying out? Let's just get real. So, yeah, we do.
Well, I was against destroying Libya. I know Gaddafi stabilized the whole continent.
We not only destabilizing that, but when Gaddafi was still there, Hillary was active in blocking the billions of dollars from Gaddafi going to Farrakhan.
Wow, that's breaking news to me. I had no idea that Muammar Gaddafi was trying to send that great amount of money to Farrakhan. Wow.
So before there was a murder, before he was sodomized with a sword, before there was ISIS, before there was a slave trade, you had a legitimate government where
absolutely. The leftist globalists blew up Libya, destroyed it, failed stated it, and then threw all the women out of college and have killed 60-something thousand black people, just targeting them and murdering. And there is that super racist Wahhabist group that openly does not like black people. That's a fact. So I'm just saying, how do black Muslims then juxtapose that?
Juxtapose that by the latest thing we've seen in rehab. You got the most moderate, legitimate countries coming together and saying, no more. We're done with this. Who are these people? Who are these psychos? We're going to roll them up, and now they don't got the backing from Obama and whoever else in the United States.
Well, it is true. The CIA and the globalists did fund this whole Islamic uprising, and now the EU wants to open the doors to that. So you're absolutely right. Thanks for the call.
Very interesting video. All right, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. God bless. And bye.